Welcome to Unity of Little Rock in a new location, sort of, kind of, just upstairs from where we normally are. So thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here in a place that you belong here. You belong here as much as anybody ever could possibly belong here. And some of that is simply because you chose to show up today. So this is your place. This is your anointed location. Because somewhere within you, you went, hey, I'm going to go somewhere. And that gives you the opportunity to be part of this community and that we get to be blessed because you showed up. So thank you for that. I'm going to remind you that there's always a place for you here. Doesn't matter what you think about in your life, not matter whether you're sure about who these people are around you, that this is a place for you and that you belong here. You have a home here. And we talk about being unapologetically inclusive. And I want to share with you today, my name's Russ, and I am a cisgender white male baby boomer. And that my pronouns are he and they. And if you're out there going, I'm not quite sure what all that means, then we aren't quite as inclusive as we think we are. Because those things that I just said, by me voicing them, I'm just voicing them for the intent that if I can say those things, then you in this room can say whatever it is that you relate to in that. Whatever's your story, whatever's your life, that is what makes us an inclusive community, is when we say step up and be who you are. Not just that we say we're inclusive and you're welcome, but to recognize and literally invite people to share and be who they are, to step up and express who they are, who you are in this community. So part of inclusivity is being aware that the way you communicate with those that come in this door is also part of the way you invite them to be their fullest expression, their unique expression of the divine in this time together.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to talk about the Christ candle. For every being, the light of Christ shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light, shining through us to bless each person and each situation we encounter. We light this candle as a symbol of the light of Christ, so we may remember the light that shines in each one of us, no matter where we are.
Join me in affirming our opening statement together.
There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent.
The daily word today is generous. Our affirmation is, I give with an open heart, I am generous. Keeping my heart open elevates my experience of generosity. If I give begrudgingly, fearful of not having enough for myself, I am not truly being generous. There is joy and trust in being generous. There is joy in knowing there is no lack. At the level of the Spirit, and my generous impulses are my way of demonstrating my faith in this truth. I place my trust in the spiritual truth that as I give, I also receive. Generosity is a spiritual practice, a commitment to fully participating in the flow of life. As I give generously, I receive the richness of grace, love, and peace. I relax into the flow of synchronicity and receive unexpected blessings. Generosity is the gift I give myself. Our verse is from 2 Corinthians 9:6. The point is this: the one who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and the one who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Join me in repeating our affirmation together.
I give with an open heart. I am generous.
This is a statement from Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity. It says, prayer is the most highly accelerated mind action known. It steps up mental action until our consciousness synchronizes with the Christ mind. So as we pray today, we're praying to align ourselves with that consciousness. Prayer isn't a supplication, it isn't a requesting for. It can be, but when we use affirmative prayer, we're claiming what is the truth of our being. So I invite you today to claim that truth with me in prayer. So if you're willing, if you want to close your eyes, rest in, and know here. Know that which we call God is present here because it's present everywhere. There is nowhere that that divine nature, that intelligence, that transcendence does not exist. It exists in each and every molecule and space in all of creation. And within it is the infinite possibilities, the infinite creativity, the infinite wisdom, the infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite. And being that we, you and I, are made in that image and likeness, we are that expression of the divine nature in this life. We too have that infinite within us. So that which we call upon, whether it's calm and ease and peace, whether it's wisdom and knowledge, strength, power, whatever it is, health and well-being, clarity and direction, whatever it is already contained within the infinite that is us. So here in this place, what is it? What part of that infinite do you want uniquely expressing through you? See that, hold that, feel that presence, that awareness. If it's strength, feel the strength in your body, in your mind, in your convictions. And if it's health, then feel that resonance, that vibration of wellness, that each and everything is organized and unfolding in its perfect well-being. And now remembering who you are, gratitude. Gratitude that you do remember who you are. Gratitude that you have a community to come be a part of. Gratitude for all the breaths that you have taken, are taking, and will take in this life. And in that place of gratitude, we say, and so it is. Amen.
And grit and silk
as I get left behind, as I get left behind. Second hand to stop, but the minute they keep still. The hour hands, the mountains notice, the livelihood is still. Dogwoods come the ridges, I'm staying painted glass. How they keep beating is some complicated math. Trampled in their cages, the fruit bats bite them off. The prairie dogs bed down at night beneath the shroud of moss. The rabbits burrow on the ground, they make a pot of tea, waiting for the nightfall sound when the starlight sets them free. Now I'm running through Channel Wood, finding pages in the trees, journaling a manifesto, chasing all the leaves. The series is serious and busy, it's for business. The pine trees drop needles and we can learn to sew. If you're taking the conifer to make it evergreen, waxy leaves and silhouettes grow tall and slim and lean. Place where truth is so long, mirrored lake and shell. Fish scales into jewelry, gold and made so well. Auction to the highest bidder, precious gem and stone. Locked away in separate vaults, forever on their own. And now I'm running through Channel Wood, finding pages in the trees, journaling a manifesto, chasing all the leaves. Yeah, you find me in Channel Wood, on my knees beneath the trees, looking down just one last time, underneath the bed of
This has been an interesting week. We here we are in a new location, so to speak. We're in a sanctuary. And I look around, and as stunning and as beautiful as these colors are, they're very iconic Christian representations. And it's not that there's something wrong with those. It's just for me and my Christian upbringing, part of me twitches just a little when I look around and see some of these things. But I have to remember that whether the stories that are represented here on the walls are actually fact or not, the stories are meant to take us somewhere. They're meant to share something with us. They help us on our journey of life. They help us with our understanding of God and divine. So I look around and see this, most certainly this stunning one. This reminds me too that this is Jesus Christ, our way shower, that he is shining forward in a magnificent way up there. And to me, that's calling to us to be that magnificence shining forth as well. So much of his teachings for me were about us connecting with that flow within him that he called Christ, or we called Christ. He called his God, his divine nature, that he was that expression. So for us, it's connecting with that flow. And I believe his teachings were trying to help us do that, to know that flow. So this one today I'm sharing about really how life is a river for us, that we're riding on the river of divine flow, but that life represented as a river really to me fits a great metaphor. Because this week, the river whooped on me at times, okay? Times I felt there was incredible rough patches and rapids, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to come up for air at times. At other times, it was such an easy, wonderful little float. It was serene. It felt like it took no effort whatsoever for me in my life. So I felt all of that. So to me, just like a river. Because a river, you never quite know. It may be very serene, but as soon as you make that curve, it gets a little exciting for us. Those rapids, maybe that waterfall. Oh, maybe it's a sandbar that wants to bog us down. But something's there that's, to me, representative of a river in our lives. And that river also for us, what's a river do for the animals and the plant life that's in it? It nourishes it, right? It provides for it. But also, what about the land that's beside that river? Especially in Arkansas, what do we do with that water? We nourish and supply those crops, or that forest, or that grassland, whatever it might be. There's a nourishment that moves beyond the constraints of the canal and feeds and nourishes. But also, what's a river do?
Well, it's for transportation.
It's a transportation, yes. Certainly a transportation.
It can also flood.
Yeah, it can flood.
Dry up.
We'll have to move past our singing music there.
Go fishing.
You can go fish. And to me, that's a great part of the analogy. There is stuff in that river, right? There's stuff that we can put to use. But that river also, when it has its canals, especially if you head out toward England, Arkansas, where Travis lives, okay? And what kind of lakes are out there? Oxbow lakes,
Oxbows,
right?
yeah.
There where the current of the river shifted, the canal, the channel shifted and left different areas. So that river's always cutting out. It's breaking new ground. It's helping form a new direction for us. So I think about these things as I think about in our lives, our day-to-day, but also think about for us, in our divine lives. In our divine lives, we're being nourished by flow. It's providing for us. It's helping transport us. It's putting our little transportation, whether we want to call it a boat or it's this body, we're being transported. But it's also helping us as we nourish, cut a new channel, cut a new way, being in our life, new experiences. Because whether you believe it or not, you are not the same person you were last year at this time. If we go back to the end of January last year, you are not the same person. Even if you tell me you live in the same house and drive the same car, and, eat the same breakfast, and give me all this list of the same, you're not the same. There's a continual evolution. There's a cutting away that's in your life. There's a change that's taking place within you. And to me, that's the river that we're moving in, the divine river that we're moving in. Let's see here. Charles Fillmore actually gave us a way of really thinking about how to step into that river, how to be in that flow. Reading the Christian scriptures, so reading the Bible, but also Charles didn't read just the Christian Bible. He explored and dove into so many other types of religion and philosophy so that he could get a deeper understanding of who he was and his own divine nature. So he's telling us, as he writes, that we need to emphasize the power of our thoughts. And why does Charles want us to emphasize the power of our thoughts? Y'all been around Unity long enough. What do your thoughts do for you?
Create your...
They create. They create. What do they have to do to help you create? What are my thoughts first changing? Thoughts held in mind, produced after their kind, right? So thoughts are helping me have thoughts. They're helping me align with a way of thinking. So Charles is telling us that as we dive into our thoughts, that we have more of those thoughts. We align more deeply with those positive, affirming thoughts. And as we do that, we recognize more of our own divine nature. And if we're recognizing it, then we get to create with it. And in our creative nature, then we get to experience more of that divine in our life. The author, Eric Butterworth. How many of you know Eric Butterworth? Okay. One of those famous and notorious Unity authors, minister, wrote lots of material, very prolific. And actually, a much easier read than Charles Fillmore, typically. Okay? Especially if you're not used to reading Charles Fillmore. Eric is very straightforward, direct, to a degree. Because he's trying to help you understand something. And when you're trying to help to understand and describe the divine, words fail you. But that's also part of what he was trying to share, was that he said it's not enough just to have the thoughts. You have to be the embodiment of it. You have to be in that flow, living as that flow, expressing as that flow, being and doing as the flow. So it's not only our thoughts. So when we come in here, and y'all hear me harp on doing prayer and meditation, because I haven't harped on it in a few weeks, so we got to come back to it now, right? Why? Because that's our practices. Those are the things that we're doing within Unity that, one, can help us realign our thoughts, bring us back to the awareness of what we're thinking about. Because if I spend my entire day thinking about how low and terrible and miserable and unhappy and how I don't deserve nothing, then what's my life like?
Exactly that.
Just exactly that. That's all I can see of me. And thus, when I look out with these eyes, I see a world that mirrors that back, reflects that back, and then affirms to me that what I'm thinking is true, right? When the truth is not that. It's simply that's the filter. That's the way I'm approaching my life. So as I shift and change how I think, as I affirm new ways of being positive and embracing of myself, then as I look out into the world looks different to me because I'm now looking through different eyes. And if I'm looking through different eyes and seeing a different world, then my experience in life is different. And Eric Butterworth says, that's wonderful, and now what? Now take it beyond that. Take it that it's not just a thought held in your mind, that you have the flow within you. You are that river. So how do you deepen that? And that's why I harp on prayer and meditation, because that's the way we're aligning with that deeper presence within us, that deeper awareness within us. And how long does it take you to do that? Could take a whole life. Some of you might do it in minutes. I didn't do it in minutes, and I'm still not done with it. I continue to work with it, address it, do the practices to help me. I have had this image so many decades, I don't even know when it first began for me, but I have an image that river and that flow, that what I'm doing as a human being is sitting down in that river and in that flow. And as I sit in it, what's it do? It supports me. It nurtures me. It allows me then to not be focused on how I need to move this body along, but now I can just be in the presence of that. And it's our prayer and our meditation that helps us take us there. And I think there's more to it than that. Because for some of us, I can't let go of some of the beliefs I have. Yes, I may believe that I'm not worthy. I may have fear of other people. I may be angry because of experiences I've had in my life. If in my prayer and meditation those keep arising for me, then now we know the work is to be done from a healing side. And maybe that's healing is done with other practitioners. Maybe that's exercises that you do. But there's work that's done so that you can let go of that, because those wounds in our life actually also help generate the thoughts in our life. There's a classic, it's an energy model, that we're all energy beings, and we have these layers of our field. And then we're standing here. Carlos Castaneda, the author, said that we're luminous eggs, and that when you looked at each other, that you could see this luminosity that's extended way out beyond our bodies. When we have wounds, in other words, I grew up in an abusive household. I had wounds. Okay? I took on things in that experience, and I held them in my energy. And as I held them in my energy, they changed my energy. Okay? The model says that those wounds start out here in our field, and they get a little deeper. And as they get a little deeper, what happens? I'm getting closer to the physicalness of me. So my energy gets a little heavier, a little thicker as I move in. And if that wound eventually makes it into where my physical body is, then my physical energy changes, meaning my body changes. So sometimes those wounds are just that, held within us, and we have to do something to release those. Can we do it with prayer and meditation? Some do. And some of us are holding on to that, not intentionally, but holding on to that and need to do more. So I'm sharing that with you because there are other layers and other aspects beyond our prayer and meditation that we sometimes need to step into. But also when we step into a community, when you're hurting, you're hurting. And you want to step into community, you want people to support you where you're hurting. Because you want to be acknowledged. And we don't want to discount each other because we have pain. Whether that's physical pain, emotional pain. So we want to support each other and acknowledge each other while also being that reflection and reminding people that you're more than that. I see you for more than that. I see you in your pain and I'm supporting you in that, but I know that you're more than that. And that's part of the reason we come together in a community. It's not just to hear some old guy stand up here and talk, but to be in community so that people see us and hear us and support us and remind us and call out to us to be that truth of who we are, to be that flow in life. They're doing their best to be that river overflowing its banks, being the nurturance out into the fields, out into the forest. And each of us are that fields and forest in their life. You are that river in their lives. And that's important for us to remember that as a community. Because it then defines that maybe we need to be doing more together than just Sunday mornings. Yes, we want to have lunches together, but maybe we want to be doing social activities, other classes, other small groups, other things that allow us to come together in community so that we can see each other and explore those thoughts, so that we can affirm those positive, uplifting, but also how do we step deeper into that flow? How do we allow ourselves to be in that river that just moves us further and deeper into that divine nature that is the truth of who we are? And for some of us, it's exploring and getting to the point that we can know that is the truth, accept it as the truth, instead of just, it's a concept that somebody like Russ said to me, but I don't know it yet. I don't experience it yet. But you can. Each of us can. Each of us already are. We just may not be recognizing that we are, because we're focused in our lives on whatever's happening in our day-to-day. To me, my week, I had some crappy stuff this week, okay? And I could have spent all my time focused on that. And I did spend a good chunk of time focused on that. But I also had others. And I had the abilities. I had the practices. I had the techniques that allow me to move through that. Not avoid it, not run from it, but move through it. So I can come back to that place where I touch in and know that truth of who Russ is. And it's a place that will make my voice break because it breaks me. It breaks me open. It touches me. It's profound to me. And other times, it's just simply a voice, an easiness, a comfort. And I may not have that same intensity, but most certainly there are times that it makes my knees buckle, that I feel that depth of intensity. And if that's not you, if you're saying, I don't even know what the heck you're talking about, right? That's okay. I bet if we talked long enough, you're already having some of those experiences. You just haven't labeled them the same as I have. But also, we can all do more. We can explore more. And that's what a spiritual community is inviting us to do, is to come together and be there. Let's see what well, I thought I had another one from Eric, but I don't see it. That's okay. Because for us, sometimes on these Sundays, I'm just trying to remind you of who you are and what you can do in your lives, in your experience. And if you don't have the answers for what's the next steps for you, Russ can offer you some of those next steps, but I don't know the next step for you. I don't have the answer for you, but I can be with you while you explore what that answer is. And again, I believe that's the power of community, is that we sit with each other, hold each other, and allow each other to explore who we are and where we're going as individuals, but that also applies to a community. I seem to be focused on the energy work today. Each of us in a vernacular have a soul. Okay? I might say your soul is your Christ nature. There's different ways we could describe it. I'm not sure I would say that's exactly accurate. But think of that. You have this awareness that's your divine nature that's trying to express through you as this unique, individualized consciousness. Yes, yes. Do you know that each group has a soul? So when we come together, there's a cycle of the soul star. And we're all connected into that. Meaning that we came here for something that's connected together. And no matter what our reasons for stepping in this room, there's a bigger picture. There's something that's transpiring in the group that we're wanting to explore together. And sometimes that might be just as simple as having a good laugh, or it might be as profound that we all came together to work on some deep wound within us or within society. And that all happens every time we come together in a group. So when people come and go, that energy shifts, changes. Even when we're the exact same group and step up next Sunday and there was all these people right here, it's still going to unfold differently because we're not the same. In 7 days, we've changed. So I'm sharing this with you because I want us to recognize the power that we have in community, but the power within us, and that like life, that there's a flow happening, just like stepping into a river. And that river can be smooth, it can be rough, but that flow within us, that divine flow, takes us through that slow gentleness, but also through those rapids and currents. Because the rapids and currents and the slow and flow are just a part of life. So I think that we're going to have those rough spots in life and those easy spots. What helps us move through those is stepping into that flow of the divine river within us. And we do that how? Prayer meditation. Somebody heard me. So what I'm leaving you with today for your homework is, what are you doing with prayer and meditation? And if you say, I ain't doing it, well then what's one little thing you can do? Don't make it big and huge. Don't say you're going to run a marathon and go out tomorrow and run a marathon. Start somewhere small. Begin, progress. So what is it? And if you are meditating, you are praying, what else could you do? Does it matter to you that you write it down? Is there a journaling that needs to take place? Do I want to increase it? Do I want to do a few more minutes? In the evening, when I don't normally meditate, just throw in 5 minutes there. What is it that you can add to that helps you sit and, like Eric Butterworth, not just have the thoughts of the divine, but be in the embodiment, the experience of it. So with that, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again. As you breathe in, that's a flow, that's a movement. Know that flow is moving all the way through. So as you inhale and comes in, it goes all the way down, it goes right at your feet. Just feel the sensations of your body. This pew pushing back on your backside, on your legs, your feet on the floor, the pressure of your hands in your lap, your too tight shoes, your pinching earring, the tickle you have in your nose, whatever it is, the sensations, be with us. Allow that breath to keep deepening the awareness of the consciousness within, the divine consciousness. deepen your awareness of this physical experience, these sensations you're having. You allow yourself to deepen that awareness of what else is there.
I think we'll just play one more so you guys can get to lunch on time.
Living in that style in the middle of the city when the train goes by, it's quite the pity, 'cause I can't sleep without you. And when I find myself at the bottom of a drink, it's when I get in my head that I can't think of nothing at all, of how it all went wrong. And now I'm trying to find myself again, lost at sea from all these hopeless men. And I'm wondering, should I even try again? But I know gotta stop crying, 'cause it's not too late to learn to yourself and leave behind everything you made. Not too far gone, there's something out there for you, but you gotta keep trying. And don't stop crying about a lovely city, about a lonely city. Attention to power in a college town, getting older now. One foot on the ground and one in the grave. That it matters anyway, because everyone's younger when you're older. The years come fast and your heart grows colder when you're alone, jaded like a stone. And all the good ones have been off. They say there's no one left worth the time today. So you say, why should I even try? But you know, you gotta keep trying, 'cause it's not too late to learn to for yourself and leave behind everything you made. Not too far gone, there's someone out there for you, but you gotta keep trying. Oh, keep trying in this lovely city, in this lonely city, in this ugly city, in this